My grandmother was afraid of the stove. Not the fire, it burned it all its life. Not the heat, her hands were rough and coarse from the cooker. She was afraid of the moment when the sun disappears behind the forest, and the house becomes a little darker than it should be. Don't open the stove after sunset, she said every time I stayed at her place for the night. Even if it cracks. Even if something falls. Even if it seems like someone is there. She always said it calmly. Without shouting. Without mysticism. Yes, as if she asked not to go out barefoot in the cold. I laughed. I was 15. Old people are always making things up. But my grandmother never laughed back. Her house stood on the very edge of the village. Next, only a field, a forest, and an old road, which no one has travelled for a long time. The stove was large, white, with dark corners. It occupied almost half of the kitchen. They slept on it, dried apples on it, cooked, baked, warmed up in it. Sometimes I thought she was breathing. Not literally. It's just that at night she crackled softly, as if moving inside. The tree is playing, said the grandmother. But you still don't open it. I asked why. She answered the same. Because then someone can come out. I laughed harder. In the village, the grandmother was respected, but a little wary. She was a healer. Not a witch, that's what they said. She treated with herbs, whispered over the water, knew when it was better to plant potatoes and when not to go to the forest. She was listened to. But they didn't ask about the oven. Only once did I hear two neighbours whispering near the well. Does she still keep him there? And where else? When they saw me, they were silent. That summer, my grandmother started to get sick. Not suddenly, slowly, as if something was drinking strength from her. She lost weight, coughed, often sat by the stove and looked at it as if she was counting the time. One evening she called me closer. If something happens to me, she said, do you remember the rule? I remember, I replied. Don't open the oven after sunset. She nodded. Never. Even if you hear a voice. Whose? She was silent for a long time. Mine. My grandmother died in early autumn. Quiet. In a dream. The village breathed a sigh of relief. That's what I thought then. As if everyone was waiting for it. I was left in the house for a few more days, to disassemble things, prepare the house for winter. I was alone. The oven has cooled down. Without fire, she looks smaller. Empty. On the first night, I woke up to the sound. Crack. As if someone inside moved the log. I looked at the clock. It was almost midnight. Nonsense, I said to myself. The house is old. But the crack was repeated. And once again. I thought I could hear. Breathing. On the third night I heard a voice. Granddaughter. Quiet. Hoarse. Grandma's. It's cold. I sat in bed without moving. The stove was behind the wall. There is only a thin partition between us. Open. For a moment. I remembered her words. Even if you hear my voice. It's a dream, I whispered. I'm stuck, said the voice. You won't leave me here. I didn't answer. The voice died. In the morning I found ashes on the floor. A small pile is right in front of the oven. I haven't drowned her for a few days. When I touched the door, it was warm. That day I went to my neighbour, old Maria. Tell me. I started. My grandmother. Did she keep something in the stove? Maria went white. She asked me not to open it, she said instead of answering. But what's there? Maria crossed herself. There was a fire in the village once, she whispered. 3 people burned down. Alone. Not really. Not really. His body was burned. And he doesn't. That night the voice was closer. I'm tired of holding him, said the grandmother. Now it's your turn. Who? I whispered. Someone who doesn't know how to die. I heard something knocking from inside the stove. Not much. Rhythmic. It's like someone is trying to find a weak spot from the inside. Open, whispered the voice. And I'll go. What if I don't open it? Pause. Then he'll find another way out. At dawn, I packed up. I decided to go. Before leaving, I looked at the stove. The door was open. I don't remember how I got closer. I don't remember putting my hand on the handle. I remember only one thing. Someone was smiling from the inside. I woke up outside. The house was intact. The oven is closed. Cold. My neighbors found me. They said I lay unconscious until morning. I left on the same day. He never came back. But sometimes, when the sun goes down, I hear a crackling in the batteries, in the stove, in the fireplace, and a voice, very similar to my own, whispers, "Don't open it."